Do you ever feel like you're always hungry no matter what you eat, even if you're trying to eat healthy, even if you're trying to track your calories and track your macros? You just can't stop obsessing about certain foods like sugar, carbs, and you feel out of control with your eating. Well, if that's the case, it may not have to do with actual cravings. It may not have to do with emotional eating or being undisciplined or weak or having no willpower. It may actually be that you're eating foods that are making you hungrier. If you want to know 7 foods that are actually making you hungrier rather than fuller, stick to the end of this video so you know what to eat instead, so you feel fuller longer and you feel in control of your eating. Hunger is probably one of the most uncomfortable sensations any human being could ever feel. It's like literally your body's way of alerting you that you're gonna die if you don't have something to eat. So of course when we have hunger, it's gonna feel really urgent. It's gonna feel really strong and uncomfortable. And when we feel hunger, like we want to eat, nothing's wrong with that except for when you're eating foods that actually hormonally make you feel hungrier. Unfortunately, some of the foods we've been taught about in school that are quote-unquote healthy are actually making us hungrier and are actually making us want to eat even more. So the reason why you might be hungrier and thinking more about food over and over is not because you're not having enough calories, but you might be eating foods that are hormonally signaling your body that you haven't had enough to eat. So in this video, I'm gonna break down 7 common health foods, quote unquote, that you wanna see if you're eating, because these 7 foods can actually make you hungrier faster and thus make it a lot easier to overeat and maybe causing your weight to stall. So here are the 7 foods that are quote unquote healthy, but they may actually be making you hungrier more than you realize. So these 7 foods are bread, smoothies, processed snacks, which are things like protein bars, potato chips, crackers, all of those sort of processed snacks, cereal and oatmeal, low-fat yogurt, artificial sweeteners like Coke, like Diet Coke and regular Coke, and finally, the 7th food is fast digesting fruits and vegetables. So things like bananas, grapes, watermelon, and starchy vegetables like potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams. So this is why it's so important for me to raise awareness of these foods, that even though we've been taught they are healthy for us, they're actually raising our blood sugar levels. They're making us store more fat in our body. They're making you gain weight, and if they're not weight you see, it's causing you to gain weight in your abdominal area, which is undesired and more linked to health issues. And it's also causing more fat to be stored in your liver, and it will make you more insulin resistant. So what do you do now that you know this? Like now that you know, like, okay, I get it, Charmaine, like when I eat these foods, it's gonna raise my blood sugar, I'm gonna be hungrier, and it's gonna make me wanna crave more foods. What should I do? So the simple switch is you just want to trade those foods in for foods that will actually make you fuller, longer, and have more bang for your buck. And so I have a list of 7 other foods that will actually hormonally signal your body to activate your fullness hormones so you don't feel hungry and tired all the time. The rule of thumb is the easier it is for you to swallow food, the more likely you could overeat more of it. So you want to eat foods that are actually harder to chew. It's more work to eat, because that means it's harder for your body to break down. It's harder for your body to digest. And when it's harder to digest, you can actually be fuller longer. It has more proteins, more fats, more fiber, and things that will actually make you feel full. So here are the 7 foods. The first one is chia seed pudding with coconut milk, nuts, and low sugar berries if you want to add those toppings. That's a great alternative if you're used to having things like yogurt, but you want to have a more satisfying filling yogurt that will keep you fuller longer. The next one is whole food snacks. So instead of eating chips and popcorn and other foods that are like lower calorie, you want to have snacks that will actually keep you fuller longer. So those whole food snacks are things like celery and carrots, which you could have with ranch dressing or almond butter, or simple hard-boiled eggs. Those are kind of like the snacks that I'm eating right now that will keep you full for a long time. Next is sparkling water with natural flavors and no sugar or carbs or calories. And also the carbonation helps you feel fuller longer. Number 4 is low sugar, low carb fruits like raspberries and blackberries. Those are great because, again, they're low in sugar, they won't spike your blood sugar as much, and they're also whole fruits. They're not as easily digested as other fruits like bananas, so it will keep your blood sugar more normalized. Other whole sources of fats like avocado and eggs. Avocado and eggs are a great way to not make you gain weight because it's a fat source that has more oomph to it. Like, it's not just butter and oil, but it's actually food that can make you fuller longer. And finally, number 7 is non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, cucumber, and mushrooms. So non-starchy vegetables, instead of the starchy vegetables like potatoes and sweet potato, you want to have vegetables that won't raise your blood sugar up so much. So when you have non-starchy veggies, it has a lot of fiber, it will keep you full longer, and it will help you not have cravings to overeat in the middle of the day. All right, everyone, so those are some examples of foods that can help you feel fuller longer, which is really helpful, especially if you're feeling like no matter what you eat when you're trying to lose weight, you're constantly just craving food all the time. It may be because you have a hunger hormone imbalance, so the way to correct that is simply by switching out the foods you're eating so you feel fuller longer. And trust me, when you do this, it will help you to normalize your blood sugar levels, normalize your hunger hormones, so you're actually not craving food all the time. And when you're not craving food all the time, that makes it way easier to lose weight effortlessly because you'll be able to commit to your food plan and you won't have a desire to be eating all the things 24/7. Now, if you want more guidance on what to eat, I have a full recommendation and food list that you could get for free by clicking the link in the description box below. You could grab my sugar-free food guide, which has all the foods I recommend that are low sugar, low carb, so that you are feeling full and you're able to balance your hunger hormones just like we talked about in this video. All right, everybody, so that's what I have for you today. If you love my videos, be sure to click the subscribe button underneath this video, and also by clicking the bell so you get notifications of all my future videos. All right, you guys, so I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you next time.